education's a good thing.
But attachment to your education can be a bad thing.
Education is creative.
Also, privileged children must be educated in things like virtues.
It is not only academic, it means we must be better human beings.
True education is not partial to color or social rank. It applies to black or white, rich or poor.
We must strive to be, not to preach.
Virtues and values are important.
Blind imitation is harmful.
We must learn to see through our own eyes and hear with our own ears.
In my early childhood, I realized that all things were not actually equal for all children. We lived in an area that was close to the national road, but also the poorest section of the community, because it was referred to as sub-economic zone. In that whole journey also, I felt that I was beginning to look out for the underdog. And I found that some of the children, they struggled to complete their homework. They struggled to understand certain concepts. I was beginning to explore ways of taking education more seriously.
I was brought up by my mom, who gave birth to me when she was 15 years old, and she wasn't having any job. She was by then in grade 8. My grandma was the one who was taking care of her. My family was real poor. We could go for some days without eating. By that time, I was in bad company. I was even taking gum by that time when I was 6 years, because I had this company of parking boys, street boys.
Orange farm, it's a more poorest area in Gauteng. There are no industries here where people they can be employed here. I had a son that when I was delivering a baby, the baby was already dead. I was realized that I can't have any baby anymore. In our culture, you are a woman because of having a baby. If you can't have a baby, they will not recognize you as a woman.
The Maasai are very friendly people, and they also want to learn. And it's strange to be a Maasai. People would prefer to educate the boys rather than the girls, because girls can easily get married. This house here, the new house they're making, is for that girl. She's just newly married. There are few elements in the culture that maybe shouldn't be there. The fact that they don't want to take kids to school, or they pull kids out of school. And there's also female circumcision, which is something the government is against, and they've tried to cut it down.
In my role as the coordinator of digital academic literacy at the University of the Western Cape, I am saying to the novice user of the digital media, I'm here to help you make use of the technology that we have on this campus so that you can become smarter as a student in the way that you use the technology for academic purposes. I'm consciously designing projects in such a way that it makes it possible for the girl student to enter the program and for the girl student to exit successfully.
I was 9 years old. I got in touch with the African Children's Choir. We were just playing out in school, and we heard that there are some people doing an audition or something.
My grandma was the one who told me that today we are going somewhere, and I want you to wear nicely, be neat, then they are going to test you on something.
Treasure, treasure and forever. They love us and they play with us. They teach us good manners. We've been to United States, Canada, France, Italy,
Scotland, most places in the UK, and it was really fun.
When we were doing the training, me too, I was thinking that we are going to go to the United States through water, we are going to swim. Then my grandma recognized that there's something wrong with me. Then I was asked, what's wrong with you? I said, I can't swim to America and I don't know how to swim and the ocean is too big. Then they said that you're not going to swim to America, you're going to go by plane. Then I relaxed. As we were doing the training, I knew my life was going to change.
I started to ask my husband, can we adopt just one baby, because I love children.
She had to foster us, then that's how we lived with her. Because she didn't have any children, so she was the only one in the family who didn't have any children, so she took us in.
These children, they identify another offense, that they were here around us. They were coming to say to me, Mom, at school, there is another offense, that we wish you to look after them as you are doing to us.
I want to be an advertising executive, but I want to do media studies.
At the moment, I'm having this congratulation letter from Edu College. I'm so proud.
We've been profoundly influenced by my second son, who basically interrogated me, the mother. He asked very emphatically, why in a home where there is so much love, where there's always something for another person. Why is it that we are only 3 children? Shouldn't there be more children in such a home? I consciously took the decision, and in consultation with the family, that the one who comes will be the one who's most needy. To take in a child into my home who's been born of another biologically is not the issue. The emphasis on the person's biological offspring is neither here nor there. That's just material. So if I can embrace that soul, as one that has emanated from me, and provide to that soul anything that I would have liked provided to myself, that to me is the essence of our oneness.
Now I was able to get a better education without having to strain to walk long ways to school or sometimes stay hungry. I was able to finish school very well. I did computer science.
My life today is fine because right now I'm doing cooking. And I also had a chance to cook for Kofi Annan. If I wasn't in the African Children's Choir right now, I think I would maybe have been dead.
This is a poise geometry. This is our kitchen. This is our big pot because we are the big family. Sometimes we are making devotions. We are including some other children from the Orange Farm.